Hello, I'm John Bachman. Thanks for watching Newsmax TV. I'm standing here with Al Cardenas, President of the American Conservative Union. Al, thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Good to be with you. Great to be here, and I'm glad you're here to this wonderful show.
All right, well, first, it's been a very hotly contested GOP presidential race so far. Rick Santorum pulled out 3 pretty big wins this week. Do you think his ability to kind of stay below the radar has helped him so far?
You know, we'll see this time around. I think he's certainly not as he hasn't been a front runner, and so he hasn't received the same attacks that the others have. Basically, Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich have been on a 6-week, hand-to-hand warfare. Both of their negatives have gone up. Santorum's been by the side, not gotten impacted by this. Now that he's catapulted to a status equal to the rest, we'll see what the scrutiny does. We'll see what decision the campaigns, Newt's campaign and Mitt's campaign, have regarding him, whether he's now going to be the recipient of these negative ads or not, and see what his future is. But certainly that catapulted this into a 3-way race coming into CPAC.
Now, are you concerned at all about the negative ads in this campaign having a lasting effect on voters' minds when the general election rolls around?
Well, look, there's a big glue here in terms of the electorate, and that is they want to beat the president in the worst way. And it's the first time in a long time that they're looking not only who shares my values, but who can best beat the president. And so I think they've gotten to that point where they say, you know what, all of these candidates are within my sandbox of values, and I could have any one of them, but I want to make sure I pick the one who's the best fighter. And these guys have picked up on that and say, well, I'm going to show them I'm the best fighter. Well, they've done that by taking on each other, and the end result is they've driven their negatives up and given Santorum an opening. Now, we'll see what Santorum does with that. As I said, he's going to face scrutiny, he's going to face negative ads, and we'll see whether he can survive that or not.
Well, there are some people, Sarah Palin, for example, who say drawing out this nomination process is good for the party. It keeps the message out there in the media. Do you feel that way?
No, I don't. I love her, and we have a respectable difference of opinion with respect to that issue. Look, the truth of the matter is that 2 months ago, we were doing pretty well with the president on the matchup. As a matter of fact, most of our candidates were. The last 6 weeks, the meaner we've gotten with each other, that's driven our negatives up and has given the president some advantage. Now, is that insurmountable? Absolutely not. But the sooner we finish with this contest, the better off we are in terms of the number of months we need to deal with a general election, get resources for a nominee to be competitive, and what the president's going to have $1 billion treasury to deal with. So I, for one, would like to see it end quicker. But you know what? It's up to the electorate. March 6th will say a lot about it. If a March 6th brings mixed results, that means this thing will drag on for a while. And I know Governor Palin may be happy about that. I'll live with it. We all have to get to the same place, maybe later than I'd like, but I'd like to see it finish sooner. And frankly, I'd like them to go back to a feisty race, but about the issues, not about personalities.
Well, we've seen record crowds here at CPAC so far. Why do you think, and what does that say to you, the fact that the crowds keep increasing at an exponential rate?
Well, we've got a growing movement. 20 years ago, there were more people identified themselves as liberals than conservatives. Now, the American public, 40% identify themselves as conservatives, 20% as liberals, to a point where they've changed their brand. They now call themselves progressives. And as Marco Rubio said, we're running a presidential race to see who's more like Ronald Reagan. They don't run a race to see who's more like Jimmy Carter or Bill Clinton. And it goes to show you that our branding and our icons are more important and more successful at their branding and their icons. And so I like the general spirit of that, but we still have to win.
And what do you think will be the most important development to come out of CPAC this year?
Well, first, it's the first truly competitive presidential race we've had in 2 decades. So that's part of enthusiasm that we have here. At number 2, conservatives are feeling their oats. We're proud of the fact that, we now comprise the biggest infantry in the whole movement to win this election. And you see Tea Partiers, new activists, and others who identify themselves not by political party, but by philosophy. And that's what this is all about. And Newsmax, if you look at your viewers, your audience, those who read your periodicals, it's a conservative audience who identifies themselves with philosophy more than they do with party affiliation. And I love how we've grown. This will be the biggest, best we've ever had. The movement is alive, and it's that passion of turnout that will determine the winner in November.
All right, Al Cardenas, thanks for talking to us.
Great. Good to see you.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.